Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Revive. This episode is brought to you in part by Military Blaze. Military Blaze, for those of you who aren't familiar with their content, I'm going to post their link in the description below. You guys can go check them out, especially if you happen to serve in any branch of the military whatsoever. Their content is definitely something worth taking a look at. So go check them out. They got a lot of cool stuff on there. So that's all I have for today's sponsor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into today's episode. Today, I'm gonna talk about fulfillment. Now, what does it mean to be fearlessly self-fulfilled? A lot of people still ask themselves, if we're all being brutally honest, who am I? What's my purpose? Pretty much every morning when we wake up, right? Or we'll even ask other people, who am I? What's my purpose? And 9 times out of 10, other people are going to be more confused than you are because everybody's different. People are wired differently, and I know that this is, for whatever reason, a very taboo thing to say, but we are not all equal. We're not all equal in the way that we respond to things emotionally. We're not all equal in our talents or our gifts. We're just different, and we should be okay with that, but a lot of people still try to establish themselves through the identities. They try to establish their identities through the opinions of other people. I still see it all the time, especially when it comes to politics or religion. People are still out pandering, trying to sell people snake oil and have this plastered smile on my face. And I know I've talked about this a million times. I've probably talked about this now for 6 years at this point, but you know a lot of people still live in these fake Instagram filters where they're just constantly putting on this poker face, like everything's okay in their life, and everything's hunky dory, and that they're doing great. Because the last thing that you want to tell anybody, especially your close friends or your parents or your maybe even somebody that you're dating, that you're not doing all that hot, right? And that's completely normal, but we can't continue to go down that road. You have to be genuinely yourself and love yourself for who you are, and unapologetic about it. I talk about this all the time. I get hate all across the board. It's not just liberals. It's not just hardcore conservatives. I'm getting pushback from both sides. So what does that mean? It means that the division that we have currently in our world right now is baseless. That's what some of these politicians and religious leaders want, because division sells, and if they can get people just at each other's throats 24/7, then that generates a lot of revenue for them, especially if they're politicians or or religious leaders or news outlets. Fear sells, division sells. Those are those are the two most important things that you guys have to remember. And I'm going to be talking about this until ad nauseum, because the more that we try to establish our identities through the eyes of other people, and the more that we just look the other way and just completely ignore the elephant in the room, completely ignore what's going on, we're all going to continue to feel hopeless, and we're all going to continue to feel despair. We're all going to continue to feel sad, and I can't imagine a worse time than right now to just be depressed and sad just all the time, and just be bombarded by like everything that's going on. Especially if you watch or listen to the news 24/7, that shit's gonna drive you crazy. But that's basically my message. We have to quit. We have to quit trying to be somebody that we're not. I have to quit trying to be somebody that I'm not. I know it comes across in some of my videos that I'm a little inauthentic and a little bit fake, And if I have, I really apologize about that. A lot of it for me really has to do with with being nervous and worrying about what other people think of what I have to say, but no more. And not only should you not care about what other people think about you or what they have to say about you, but it's your obligation right now. We there's never been any time in history in the last 100 years where it's been more important to just be yourself and to be open about who you are and what your beliefs are, what your core values are. Um, yeah, I mean that. I mean, outside of picking out 5 to 10 things that you like doing on a daily basis and picking 1 to 3 out of those 10 things and making your career. That's just something that you have to keep in mind is you have to be genuinely who you are. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable. Otherwise, your life isn't going to mean anything. After the point in which you die, and we're all going to die. The only problem with our society is that we never know when we're going to die, right? And so we're just floating through space and just constantly pandering and putting on this poker face and living in a fake Instagram filter. We just simply can't do that. And I know a lot of I know a lot of the self consciousness and a lot of the insecurities stem from a couple things, which are politics and religion. People are now starting to see these politicians, whether they're Republican or Democrat, for who they really are, which is that they're corrupt. They steal money from people, and they just want more power. And so a lot of people have just completely lost hope, and the people that are supposed to represent them, the people that are supposed to serve them, people have lost all faith in our public servants. And then the other thing is religion. A lot of us have had maybe you've had super religious parents, maybe you had a Bible thumper pastor, or some um, uh, so, or some taskmaster of a religious leader, and so that's completely turned you off. And it's just all these rules of like you can't do this, can't do that. And after a while, it just really it becomes soul crushing. It really diminishes not only your value, but who you were really meant to be, who God originally created you to be, whom God originally intended you to be. So anyway, guys, sorry, I know that there's a lot of like pauses and there's a lot of like deep sighs. I'm a little bit tired, kind of low on sleep, but that's my message of the day for you guys. If you like this message, please share it with your friends and your family. Again, that's going to be the most important thing you can do right now is share this message so that anybody that really needs to hear this can hear it and let it make them better and let it motivate them. And I have a new podcast in the works right now. It's called Collectively Fearless. I don't know if you guys saw some of my posts, but but that's in the works right now. I'm going to try and initiate that pretty soon within the next few months. So keep a lookout for that. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. Again, share, subscribe, like, and everything in between. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.